GEEKSTAR to try and move into them, but who is going to be very little in terms of pressure applied to him to try and lose this high ground. He does actually give it up himself.
Yeah, OWC going extremely far forward. QOQ actually killing himself with his own plasma mortars. Already GEEKSTAR just rounding on Mag. They're leveraging this high ground, Harry, and doing that with Leo especially just gives him an escape path too. So if he does get caught out at any point, he can instantly jump back straight on top of his team and then receive a whole lot of healing.
Very tidy there from GEEKSTAR with that engagement. They made sure they knew exactly they were going after. The second that we saw QOQ use this bubble, everyone from the side of GEEKSTAR was on him. And you've heard it a lot of times in the Overwatch League, so I'm not going to repeat it, but some stat about how easy it is to win a fight once the enemy Zaya is down can definitely be repeated there. But he, over the course of this, did manage to get quite a bit of that ultimate charge. Is going to be ready for that EMP 98% of the way there.
Yeah, this is what we talked about. Hisu now having that EMP online wants to be able to get to the back line. It looks like we're going to cameras though on us. Hello again. There might be a small problem with the feed that we're getting. Okay, we are back in the game. Okay, sorry about that. The clean feed's being a little bit funny, but we should be okay. It does like RunAway. Going to not continue after using that EMP. Hisu was able to get that off. I can imagine at least on 2 of the tanks. GEEKSTAR ended up going down, but GEEKSTAR right now have got 6 ultimates online. Waffle 5% away from his sound barrier. Young One is only 2% away from that grab.
Given that who still has this Transcendence, we can assume that EMP did hit him as well, just like Mag hit so
That's a big shatter. That both Transcendences going off as the Graviton Surge was launched in by GEEKSTAR. It did manage to pull together at least 5 people, but now a Graviton Surge coming through from RunAway. QOQ finds 2. Assassin ends up getting killed off as a charge did meet him. He was pinned against the wall. Hisu finding Leo as well. RunAway will continue to hold the point, Harry. 42% equaling now by RunAway as they tip it over the 50% mark.
Hisu's doing so much damage here. Does have, once again, that EMP ready to go, and it was interesting there to see Mag actually going up onto a pavilion. Wants to play the high ground. Right now, going to be cosplaying the Winston, but the hag priority there was definitely onto Assassin. I wanted to get rid of him first and show that Shield Bash was not available to try and take out Hisu, and then Leo, after he was using that Primal Rage, was also hacked.
Man, who is not having a good time at all. Hisu's just consistently at his in the back lines. And because the rally armor as well doesn't stick around anymore, that's a massive problem for the Zenyatta because he hasn't got the armor to kind of fall back on if the Sombra does want to go in. He's going to try and get a hack on to Leo on the Winston, and Hisu's going to have to go back for the time being. OWC's Meg is going to go down. Another Graviton Surge is thrown in by QOQ. Shadow from Mag hits the ground, and Assassin and Young One and Waffle end up falling, and now RunAway can fall back on that EMP, although Hisu did just throw it in on a lost fight. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but we are at 95% of course. GEEKSTAR are going to have to get back to the point ASAP. Someone needs to touch, but not quite getting back in time. RunAway ends up taking City Center.
Some timing there from RunAway. So we have a main question as to why they used both the Earth Shatter and the EMP there, but they did have a great sense of whether or not GEEKSTAR would be able to return to the fight. And evidently, they're going to get back, so Mag and Hisu were right to make those calls and ensure a victory in that particular instance.
We are going now down to University, of course. This is where we thought we'd just see straight up 3-3, and I can imagine that's what we're going to do. Go on, GEEKSTAR. You've got the power vested in me. They just need to pull off some, like, He-Man kind of thing.
Yeah, interestingly, we do actually see Gabe also here playing on the Dio. This is his usual character, but usually he will have to flex over onto the Zaya if Yomo wants to play on that particular Sombra, which of course Hisu did show off in the last game. QOQ here is just going to be playing very close behind the shield. That's a very aggressive dive from LEGDAY Gombo. May attempt to punish that on the side of GEEKSTAR.
Yeah, QOQ going fairly aggressive as well. It's like holding this corner too, so if anybody that does come through, you can defend, make use a lot of that incoming fire, which is extraordinarily nice for the Reinhardt, who doesn't really want to hold shield. Waffle trying to get away. He did get away in the end, but we'll leave RunAway on the point. Just charging up their ults too. They've got 70% already on the Earth Shatter, and you can see the advantage that Mag has and that he held on that corner. Leo is only 10% behind, but Mag definitely favourable in this matchup.
Very, very aggressive rotation. Mag gets charged there by Leo.
Mag playing so safe too. Look, already just getting back to the mini health pack. The Shadow does come through, only hits one person, but instantly you saw Gangnam Jim actually receive the armor pack. Another Shadow does come down, as well as that Graviton Surge onto RunAway. Is that beat from GEEKSTAR should seal the deal. QOQ and getting wiped off the face of the field, and that will be should be a flip around by GEEKSTAR.
What an effective graviton there from Yermon, managing to bring in so many members of RunAway. RunAway actually had a really good instance of shot calling. We saw Decal and Leo actually stun each other with a shield bash into charge. And the second that we saw Leo go down, Mag actually shattered the remainder of GEEKSTAR. But Yermon not being caught there did mean that he was actually managed to get the grab off.
16, 17, 18% now for GEEKSTAR. There's the grab, there's the self-destruct right on top. The boot ends up killing off Leo. Couldn't withstand the self-destruct damage. That'll be RunAway, clean in house. GEEKSTAR end up falling. We're able to recap the point. Only 28% gain from GEEKSTAR.
Not a very long hold right there. RunAway definitely have the tools to try and make that work. And now RunAway have the tools to try and stay put on the point as well. Both of their spot ultimates will be available alongside the Earth Shatter from Mag. And these spot ultimates may not feel pressured to be used unless GEEKSTAR goes for an incredibly aggressive self-destruct here.
He can't really throw that in solo. It's just so easy to skirt around, especially with that Lucio speed boost. That Transcendence forced to get used as Mag went extremely low. Shadow did come out. We hit one in the back line. Couldn't really find much else. OWC will actually use that self-destruct to buy a little bit more time and space, but Mag going so aggressive was completely alone in the back line. Ends up getting taken out. QOQ nets the kill. A Graviton Surge rather desperately thrown in by GEEKSTAR as well. They still got the rally to rely on, but Young One throwing that in with no Reinhardt follow-up. Just easily been able to clean up the rest of GEEKSTAR. There was no way RunAway was going to go down to that. No combo at all, and no one swinging into the grab either.
Aggressive play here from RunAway as well. We'll make sure Yeonwon does not get away with his energy. I've got to give Yeonwon props. They did manage to block all of Mag's Earth Shadow with a projected barrier onto Leo. They saw that combo coming from a mile away. The shield bash into Shatter managed to very effectively mollify that. But now Hisu stands ready with the Graviton Surge. GEEKSTAR could find themselves in very close quarters very quickly.
They're at 95% though, and Hisu does have that grab. He can just lock people to the wall if he really wants to, deny a lot of that Transcendence healing if they're caught on the other side of it. Mag taking a rather aggressive positioning once again because he has got that armor to rely on. Graviton comes out, is going to hit Leo as well as that beat coming through. The self-destruct right on top of Leo's face makes him turn around, and DK ends up getting the kill. The Shadow lands just on the Xayah as he ends up just skirting away with the help of who uses that Transcendence. They are still in this fight as Mag is going extremely low, but GEEKSTAR's mech ends up falling down, and Hisu just taking control of the game. Waffle's going to fall, Assassin's going to go down as well. The beat to finish it all, and RunAway will secure Oasis.
Not quite as dominant as we were expecting. There were a few fights coming through from GEEKSTAR, and especially when we saw their dive prowess to take out QOQ in that first fight, it seemed like they really caught RunAway off guard with that sucker punch that came through. So maybe there is hope yet for GEEKSTAR, but to begin, we will be expecting, and just as expected, that 1-0 on Oasis from RunAway, and it seems like their 3-3 play in the offseason has not suffered at all.
I don't think it has at all. I think Decal, again, another perfect addition to the roster, and it was kind of a maybe a little bit of a surprise to see him above Shui in the lineup to start off with, but you can already see they've integrated him extraordinarily well. Leo, went so aggro most of the time, and even with that rally armor going off, double stacking the armor, you're not going to die that quickly, but the focus fire from RunAway was just so good.
Yeah, RunAway, their shot calling definitely one of their stronger parts. They've been drilled to obey the shot calls of whether Mag or their main support who's making those particular decisions. They always roll in with them. We never see Mag really going alone, even though he does get incredibly aggressive. There's always a backup there from other support he's playing. These two have definitely been practicing in the offseason as a tank duo, and you can really feel the synergy between them.
Well, this is what we talked about at the start of the game, was the inconsistency with the team fights from GEEKSTAR. You could kind of see that when they did throw the grab in with little follow-up. The self-destruct wasn't available because they used it a little bit earlier on. Then the Shadow, the Reinhardt was also dead. So the inconsistencies in team fights is still somewhat apparent when it comes to just tank ults.
Yeah, those tank ults, they broke down GEEKSTAR, and we're going to go to break as well.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Korean Contenders, of course. Hopefully we fixed some of the issues. I do apologize for obviously the slight echo that you were hearing and the stream cutting out just a little bit there. But we are back with the second map of the series, of course. After we saw RunAway take care of GEEKSTAR on Oasis.
And now we're going to be heading over to the beautiful, luscious black forests of Eichenwald. And hopefully we may see some strategy swap-ups here from GeekStars trying to account for some, well, let's say previous deficiencies in turning up against the 3-3 of RunAway. But of course, in the current meta, 3-3 tends to be King Jaws, and RunAway looks so strong at the moment. You can see a little bit of a watch party there. Beautiful stuff. I'm not sure if you guys have that on our feed, but on our live feed from Korea, definitely a lot of support here for RunAway, probably in their team house.
Yeah, not too much of a surprise to see a lot of RunAway signs and banners. As Zentoran's pretty cool, not gonna lie. But I want to see RunAway. Well, obviously we just want to see them continue to do this. But the inconsistencies for GeekStar's tank ops, like we were mentioning before, there were a couple of times where you're not really landing the combo like effectively at all. You want to just save that Diva Bomb. We saw one Diva Bomb getting kind of thrown in, regardless of not only the tempo of the fight, but how you were going to combo that with anything else. You could obviously do the Shatter into the self-destruct, or you could do the Graviton Surge into self-destruct. We saw them just throw in self-destruct and then have Grav after the Rhine died, and then it all just got turned around on and RunAway again with just perfect, almost perfect ult management, and their front line and their main tanks as well, just almost doing whatever they pleased, it seems. They weren't getting punished at all for their over-aggression.
Yeah, it seems like GeekStar are having a lot more trouble supporting their Reinhardt against their huge aggression that RunAway is proffering compared to when we see Mag get aggressed upon by people like Leo with a big charge, or the rest of GeekStar just running into him. It seems like there's definitely more of a tempered response from RunAway to be able to keep their main tank in that fight for a little bit longer. Mag's getting a lot of support. We rarely see him dying a huge amount, and even if he does, he tends to take one or two with him. So got to try and make maybe some feint attacks into Mag, try and make sure there's some resources to use, like QOQ's bubbles or repair pack coming in from the Cal here and there, and then you make the all-in attack. But it seems like you're just making that all-in attack once because it worked on QOQ, right? Like if this wins us a fight, we'll try and go for it again. But it seems like against Mag, it's not working so well because of his ability to back up with shield, whereas QOQ only had 400 health, and once his personal barrier was gone, very little in the way of defensive. So I'd like to see a couple more feints and then disengages, use up those resources, and then counter-attack into Mag again.
Yeah, it's all about the bubble game more often than not in the 3-3, because you are just waiting for the enemy side to blow not only a personal bubble, hopefully, but the bubble on the Reinhardt. And that's what you mean about the feint. You make them blow it, and then you can back off, quickly reset, and then as soon as you force the enemy side to use that allied bubble first, you can go in freely because you have all that energy generated. You have all that energy being generated by your own bubble on the Reinhardt. Then you also have the protection as well, so we can kind of swing freely into the shield and into the rest of the team. We weren't seeing a whole lot of that, and whereas on the side of RunAway, it was kind of perfect. They were backing off. They were tempering their aggression, just being able to control the pace of the fight. And then as soon as GeekStar over engaged with their main tank, they're just getting decimated because they haven't got that protection. The armor pack's already been used, which is the only source of burst stealing in that composition as well. And then it's all over from there because then RunAway can just go, okay, now we just press W and now you're going to die because you've got no burst stealing, you've got no bubble, and we have an ult advantage as well.
Yeah, burst stealing is just so important, especially when you've got a big health pool like Reinhardt. You aren't going to be able to top that up very quickly without a amp it up from Lucio, which is only 50 healing per second, rather than the instant 150 of Brigade gives, and Harmony Orb only gives you 30 HPS, so you're going to be able to pop something like Transcendence for 300 healing per second if you want to really maintain your Reinhardt against aggression after those resources are spent. And it seems like RunAway, it's in their name, they're good at disengaging, so that means that they can control the tempo of the fight so much better by forcing GeekStar to use those resources on their advancements. So I'm curious to see whether we see Hisu return over onto that Sombra that we saw on City Center. He appears to have fantastic tracking with it, being able to maximize his damage as best as possible. Maybe we did see a little bit of harassment onto Who, but potentially he's doing a lot more in the front lines against the enemy tanks as well, because he's building up so quickly in those ultimates.
Yeah, Eichenwald will be our second map, of course. RunAway, they're probably going to play 3-2 on the defense, but this is where I want to see Decal on Farah, please. just play Pharah and play Mercy. You can hide around the clock tower, and it's just so hard to actually take her down if you don't run out the gate with a Widowmaker, with a McCree, or anything like that can kind of contest him in the skies. Even sometimes an Ana is good to kind of pressure her out if you can hit your shots, but then lack healing obviously on the front line as well. So that's kind of a 50-50. But it is also fairly easy for the attackers to switch up in spawn. So if they do spot the fire coming out, it'd be pretty easy to do that.
To see what they are going to bring out. We are now in map once again. It will be RunAway, now moving over onto the white side. Especially had a little bit of a swap in terms of colours here. GEEKSTAR will be in our green. So we sit up here on Iconboard.
Yeah, 10 seconds till we get into game though. You have to wait much longer before we see the comms. Or at least from GEEKSTAR, of course, they're on the defense.
I imagine it will be the 3-3. Like, it's very risky to run a Pharah here. There's a lot of the ability, of course, to use that central clock tower as vertical cover, allowing you to very much rotate counter to where an enemy Ana, McCree, Widowmaker, or Soldier 76 would be, who would be your main sources of a threat as a Pharah. But that does mean that you are quite unable to try and deal with incoming aggression from, say, a D.Va, who is freely able to rotate using those boosters while also firing. But occasionally you do see a Pharah try and bait in D.Va aggression with a dive by ensuring that their boosters run out if they continue to rotate around.
It's quite interesting, actually. Leo and Waffle are on Sombra and Symmetra. I think this is because Leo is going to use the Translocator to hear what RunAway are running, get back to spawn, then use the teleport as either the Ryan or the Winston to get back into the fight quick enough. I think that's what they are doing. Leo, yeah, no, jumping straight back to spawn. It's going to change onto the Reinhardt. Waffle's going to jump to the Lucio as well. So Leo can get back to the first point rather quickly. So by even obviously a little bit more time for himself. So that was really intelligent using this Symmetra.
Yeah, good coordination there from GEEKSTAR, but now they're just going to be alpha and regular 3-3 against RunAway, who are the same. And Mag just going to play around this corner here, wants to try and get Leo to come aggressive. But you can see Leo definitely playing this player well, wants to play onto his everyday corners. He's going to try and keep his shield healthy as well. Mag's going to go in, has received both of the resources now.
Yeah, you can see that over armor already affecting Mag, so they're not going to have that burst healing for another few seconds. So he's going to have to go a little bit aggressive here, then back off rather readily. You can see already Leo going to go down though. Gangnam Jim is going to find a kill. Already the RunAway are going to be able to open the fight. Hisu finding two also. And that was all on the Lucio as well. You could see, you could just see how much aggression the supports are playing with. LeGdaY just played behind the enemy Reinhardt, was just pummeling him to death, basically. And as soon as that Discord Orb supplied as well, that Lucio does so much damage. And that's really what teetered the victory over towards RunAway.
Yeah, Lucio can do so much damage, especially to armor, because he has 4 high damage projectiles and 20 damage each. They only suffer a little bit from armor mitigation, doing 17 damage each, which means if you're behind that Reinhardt shield with such a huge hitbox, you're hitting all of your shots. LeGdaY's doing so much damage, and Leo just cannot stand up, even when Mag has already received both resources. Keep your eyes on projected barriers here to try and keep Leo safe, who I believe has just received both of those once again. So he's going to have to disengage super hard here, Jules. He can't stand up to Mag.
And look at the ult disparity as well. RunAway have 2 tank ults. They throw one in the shatter. A shield bash does go onto Mag, but they're just going to be able to run back with that Lucio speed boost. Plus they add additional armor. Graviton Surge is going to come out as well. Self-destruct right on top of it. Assassin's already going to go down. Does detonate. Only pushes back the Lucio, but Leo was bisected. There was no way he's going to receive healing from his team. Ended up having to back off. Who ends up falling as well, and RunAway just continue their assault. They're going to be able to push it near enough to this second point. GEEKSTAR are going to have to regroup first.
You can see though DK a little bit newer to the team. His shield bash wasn't quite as on point as we might have expected from someone like Shui, and it did mean that he did do it a little bit early right there. DK was actually going to and because that shield bash was a little bit early, it did mean we did see the shield come up from Leo.
Okay, there we go. We're back in. Straight into game. We'll see getting 2 kills with the self-destruct. Hisu as well is going to go down. Okay, so now GEEKSTAR are using their grab with the self-destruct combo, remove the shield, an easy team fight. Had to invest the beat though as well. Waffle did manage to earn that in the last fight, Harry, so they did invest a whole lot. Leo needs to be able to get the shadow online because RunAway, they're nearing a grab and a self-destruct of their own.
An expensive fight for both teams. When we talk about that grab and self-destruct, who is going to be in a race here to try and build up towards that Transcendence more quickly? Over Transcendence isn't the best defense against burst damage because of course you can take the health 2 down to 0 before the healing is delivered. they will die anyway. But potentially he can mess up the tempo of RunAway here by being able to come in with a Transcendence engagement prior to that combo being used. He, of course, could have his grab eaten if GEEKSTAR is feeling up to that. He's going to have to get a really good read onto Visalia here if he wants to make that happen, however.
Decal already going fairly low. They do have that shadow online. It goes straight into the shield of Mag, though, and QOQ takes out Leo. And now Hisu can just roll through the rest of the team. It's going to go fairly low, but the shields are going to regenerate themselves rather easily out of the fight. And Graviton Surge straight on top of that self-destruct. Easy kills for RunAway now. Assassin's going to get cleaned up, and the rest of RunAway going to be able to push this point onto the second checkpoint.
QOQ there really was. He was the key for the lockfoot was Leo, who managed to use the scaffolding up above the doorway here to get up onto that using his boosters, was behind Leo. Leo could not turn his shield because of the threat of Mag going for that potential Earth Shatter. So there was a huge damage coming in from those micro missiles and fusion cannons onto a Discord of Reinhardt. He can't stand up to that, and we saw the same thing happen before with LEGDAY. They just managed to circumvent Leo's monodirectional shield so well.
Yeah, 3 minutes remain as well on the clock. Well, a little bit more than 3 minutes for RunAway.
They're running away with the time.
They are running away with the time. There we go. We are back in. A massive Earth Shatter, by the way, from Mag. Hit the ground. 4 people are going to get sent flying. The rest of GEEKSTAR are just going to die on the payload to buy a little bit more space for themselves. Have got that Graviton Surge combo online with the self-destruct, but they're going to go out. They're going to have to get out rather quickly because RunAway now they're going to be in priority position. They're going to be able to set up super far forward.
Maybe try and use Waffle Sand Barrier here to try and force out LEGDAY using some aggression. You know LEGDAY will want to go for that counter Sand Barrier. After that, you can easily land the combination, but you want Mag's getting so aggressive, though, with the Transcendence.
Yeah, Gangnam and Jim using the Trance really early. GEEKSTAR are going to respond to that with a sound barrier of their own. Graviton Surge gets thrown in. The beat from RunAway might just be able to survive them through this Graviton Surge self-destruct. The Shatter came through as well from GEEKSTAR to stop the aggression from RunAway, but it wasn't quite enough. Mag finds 3 kills at the end. Gangnam Jim ends up killing off Waffle 2. A complete team kill for RunAway, and they deliver the payload to its final destination.
RunAway right now, it looks so unstoppable. Leo, he's just being pressured so hard here by Mag and the remainder of the gang, whether it's QOQ coming behind LEGDAY or Hisu on some kind of weird flank. He's got to worry about so many directions with that monodirectional shield. The second he turns it around, he knows that Mag is coming for him with the Shatter, or potentially Decal will be there with the shield bash as well.
Okay. 2 minutes and 47 seconds. On Iconvolt 2, that's pretty scary, to be honest. It's normally a map we do see go the full distance and go into the overtime because of how close the spawn is to the actual to the payload itself. And not only that, it's so tightly enclosed that the offensive team has to get super far up into the faces of the defense to make sure they can't really get out of their spawn doors. And we saw RunAway do just that. Also, the perfect positioning from Mag yet again. The Shatter came through from Leo while they were trapped in the grab to stop the aggression and stop the damage coming through from RunAway. But the problem was, Mag had already shielded himself, so he was then able to just dive straight on the backline as they were all caught in grab and just decimate them.
Yeah, there was some great tracking there from RunAway as well. They knew that Yeomon and GEEKSTAR wanted to go in for that combo of the Graviton Surge and self-destruct. So what they did is they made sure Mag just swapped up the tempo, moved forward with LEGDAY's Transcendence. And now RunAway, they're bringing out what we wanted to see from Decal, going to be having that defensive Pharaoh working around the spot tower. GEEKSTAR aren't going to have anything to try and counter that. It's going to be down to who to give that Discord Orb over. If he can survive for a while, we'll actually get Assassin's Repair Pack. That will be available for Leo now, which means Decal can freely rain down these rockets. Looks like GEEKSTAR going to go back to the drawing board, try and come up with a new composition here, but someone's in trouble. That's who.
Yeah, no, he didn't actually receive the speed boost, I don't think. GEEKSTAR are going to change up their comp ever so slightly, though. It's going to be Leo and the Winston instead. We'll see if they want to jump to something like a hit scan, but I can't imagine they will want to. I mean, against the Pharah here, it's going to be fairly tough anyway. I mean, Gangnam Jim as well is going to be so safe, so it makes sense why you'd want to switch up to Leo, maybe to disrupt Gangnam Jim in the back line.
Yeomon just going to be standing in the doorway using that barrier. Of course, himself some free energy while Decal's going to be spamming away here. He's having a good time staying in the air. Of course, LEGDAY gone at his back will be able to give him that damage boost. Now there's a quick rotation coming through from GEEKSTAR. Want to come through these narrow corridors, but when you go through those corridors, going to be a lot of spam. Who's already so low, Jules?
Yeah, Hisu's going to have the EMP online as well. Looking to throw the Translocator in, jump straight to the backline. EMP used straight on top of the Zenyatta as well, who instantly goes down. A rehack actually onto the D.Va after she was infected with a bio grenade too. Even a barrage thrown in by Decal to maybe end the fight. Hisu did end up falling down, and Decal does get stunned half in midair, but he should be okay using that rocket to propel himself up to the high ground again. Although having a fight indoors against Isaiah, not sure about that one, but he should be okay to start off with.
Good communication there as well. QOQ is going to get very close to death. Oh, the clutch repair back there. We'll actually bring it back over. Clutch heal coming through, of course, from Gangnam Jin. I'm too used to there being a Brigadier Jaws. And now chase down onto Waffle with 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining for GEEKSTAR. Half their time bank has elapsed.
Okay, it looks like we need to jump forward in time. There we go. We're forward in time, Aaron. 2 minutes now on the clock for RunAway. Nano boost straight onto Mag. He jumps straight on in the back line. Who doesn't stand a chance in the corner? Primal Rage with the nano boost, smacking around everybody. There's no way you're going to be able to escape that brig, no matter how OP you actually are. QOQ finds 2 kills. RunAway continually destroying the back of GEEKSTAR as well. They throw everything into one fight, and RunAway still have things to spare. Gabe will see forced to reset, but will keep that all-important self-destruct, which is such a huge tool against Decal and LEGDAY gone in the air. They're going to have trouble potentially getting away from this, especially if you can force Decal to use that concussive blast prior to the engagement with the bomb. If he keeps that concussive blast, he'll have a far better idea of how he can get away from that. He's going to scout out. He's got that EMP ready to go and potentially can make sure everyone is caught here, especially who. He's going to be the primary target, especially with that Transcendence available. Real one is on. Oh, he didn't kill a Q though, so it didn't actually get fully cancelled. Beautiful game sense by Assassin. Waffle has the sound barrier though, and if RunAway are tracking these ultimates correctly, they're going to want to save that EMP to rip away the shields. EMP does come through, or at least try and catch the Lucio. Waffle was hiding all along, so that sound barrier comes out to actually save who. Decal still has that rocket barrage though, and now there's no defensive ult. Lays it straight on top of the brig's head. Assassin ends up going down, but Young One is going to find the kill onto Decal. Going to trade it up at least, as well as Mag does fall as well. So actually a 2-for-2 trade. Make that a 3-for-2 as OWC is going to take out Gangnam Jim in the front line. Now they can just get on the point. Young One is going to be able to solidify himself with the McCree. Anybody jumps towards him, he can flashbang. RunAway eventually lose one fight and lose the point as well. They are stalling for a bit of additional time with the Sombra, but GEEKSTAR should just be able to round this one out. Yeah, Young One there. They lost track of him, and he managed to catch Decal midway through that barrage. And good follow-up as well from Gabe. He waited for LEGDAY gone to try and go in for that resurrection. He knew that he would go there if they gave the space away. He could come in with the boosters, knock LEGDAY gone away, make sure that res went on cooldown, their resurrection came through, and then, of course, because Guardian Angel was on cooldown, it was an easy pickup for himself and Young One. What? Okay. Hisu tried to poke people in the back line, but Assassin just meets him with a whip shot. That's pretty embarrassing, considering you aren't stunned in that animation. You are just knocked back, of course. Maybe a little bit of extra damage coming through. Who knows? Self-destruct straight on top of the castle. Isn't going to find anything. Did force out actually Valkyrie from LEGDAY Gong, so they're going to have to try and engage with this. Hisu does have EMP, of course. He's going to manage to catch every single member of GEEKSTAR almost. Young One is going to use the Deadeye, finds one kill in LEGDAY Gong as well, so now the lack of healing from RunAway is going to net everybody with a death, including Decal, using that barrage to take out Leo. Potentially changing up from the far ahead, just using that all the last second to try and find something, but Young One, now he's found the counter that they wanted. Decal now switching over to the Brigitte, and that's actually going to be a full 3-3 for RunAway now. Yeah, Young One now may want to start using that right foot to deliver quite a bit of shield pressure onto Mag, who's going to come rolling out with the 3-3. They're just going to be able to move straight onto the cart. Very few members of GEEKSTAR here can stop them from potentially Leo with a Primal Rage, which is popping straight away. Wow, extremely only Transcendence. Leo, not like this, no! Mag charges the Primal Rage and Winston off the edge, but he had the leap. Oh my goodness. That was pretty embarrassing if you're a main tech. Unlucky. RunAway are going to have to reset and go again. GEEKSTAR in almost record pace. They're going to be able to unlock the castle doors now. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the card. So they're going to have a deficit in the time bank over RunAway, but the problem is right now, you look at RunAway's ults, they got that Shadow online very soon. They are swapping straight away over onto that Reinhardt, so there's going to be a better chance to consistently
block the Earth Shatter coming through from Mag. A huge amount of damage already, only 3% away from that, but here comes the aggression.
Aggressive beast, self-destruct straight on top of the ceiling as well. It takes that waffle. A Transcendence is used by Gangnam Jim also to try and get to the front line. Oh my goodness, Mag just lays them out though with the Earth Shatter. Easy cleanup. I said, well, as soon as you switch off that Reinhardt, I'm not sure about that position in Mag. He should be able to get back there.
Mag does not give a damn. He's going to be bathed in that defense motion, of course, should he need to escape, but looks like he's going to get away pretty scot-free here. GEEKSTAR's momentum has been halted by RunAway, leveraging 3-3, and LEGDAY got a really good boop, and looks like he may well be trying to go for another one. This would be incredibly cheeky, Jaws. If he gets caught out here, no chance for it. Nah,
oh my goodness. Yeah, one.
Zaya down first.
Yeah.
You know what happens.
Yeah, 7% win rate, I think it was.
I think 5.
5? Near 5? Okay.
I don't know, maybe it's changed over the course of the last week. Maybe people have learned how to fight without their Zayas.
You'd hope so.
Who knows, dude. Either way, you can't fight while Zaya has been picked that early. LEGDAY not going to go for that one again this time. That would be a little bit too telegraphed. I imagine GEEKSTAR actually won't even move over the bridge. Looks like they're going to be trying to come through the castle, but that does force them through smaller doorways unless they make the rotation over onto this rubble pile and push themselves through. That choke point as well. Hisu is ready, of course, with Graviton Surge, and GEEKSTAR don't have anything to try and mitigate any burst damage coming in, but we'll be able to mitigate any sustained damage with the Transcendence.
Yeah, Young because he went down so early as well, man, he can't build up that grab, and Hisu has grab priority right now. Both rallies did fall off, so their armor should be around for another 20 seconds or so both teams want to make the most use of that.
Big disengage here. Hisu's going to be backing off, trying to look for his point to lay down this Graviton Surge. Mag going to try and open up with a shatter.
Both shatters have been used, but a 4-man shatter from GEEKSTAR. Leo lays 4 people on their backs. DJ Gong and Mag are going to go down. Hisu and Gangnam Jim are going to follow as well. A 5k for Leo. And now with 15 seconds remaining, RunAway are going to have to get back on this car ASAP.
Leo channeling his eye for Kaiser, but GEEKSTAR have what they need to try and close this out. RunAway almost have the same combo, but Kyokyu is crucial percentage points away from having that available. Gilon's already going to try and open this up, and here comes self-destruct.
Grab from the top row, straight into self-destruct. Isn't going to find anybody, but Leo goes down first. There are both support ultimates going off for RunAway. That Sound Barrier with the Transcendence keeping everybody alive. OT is ticking through as well as Young ends up going down. Mag is going to clean out GBLC, who is going to fall as well. It's only the Lucio left on the payload. RunAway throw everything and more at the wall, made it stick, and GEEKSTAR end up going down, and RunAway take a match point in the series.
Oh, there's an awful mess on the wall, Jaws, and it spills out 2-0 in favor of RunAway, but big signs of life from GEEKSTAR here, getting some good momentum coming through from first, basically rolling through second, and RunAway miraculously having to try and recapture it on third. Some good play there to try and mitigate incoming combos from GEEKSTAR. A perfectly timed sound barrier from LEGDAY managed to save so many members from the incoming burst damage of the self-destruct, as well as good shield placement from Mag. But got to highlight Leo with that shatter on the second to last fight, really managed to see through Mag so easily and take out all of the members of RunAway.
Yeah, it's signs of life for the team. I mean, really coming to the forefront with not only tank ultimates actually landing, plus the coordination too. I mean, we saw a couple of self-destruct being thrown in with the Graviton Surges, something we didn't actually see on Oasis. So signs of life potentially turn the series around. They're going to have to look for a full reverse sweep. Remember though, RunAway did 4-0 them at the start of Season 3. So is history going to repeat itself? We'll have to wait and find out. I think we're going to jump to a quick break, though. We'll be right back with nap number 3.